planet is under attack by Rita Repulsa, and the only ones who can stop her are the teenagers with attitude, the mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The fate of the world is in their hands.
All right, let's get it together.
Let's do it!
Get ready to rock.
Magic wand, make my monster grow! The ability to morph.
Power Rangers!
No one can ever take them down.
But there's a far greater evil that awaits our heroes from the shadows. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle.
What's up, everybody? My name's Sovereign here at Revolver GN, and we have another review for you, the late night review, where I gotta be pretty quiet because everybody's kind of sleeping in the house. But tonight we're going to be looking at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle on the Xbox One. This game just released recently, so I wanted to get a chance to play around with it for about a week and tell you guys what I think. You can hear in the background that we have the original soundtrack kind of digitized, so that's kind of cool. I would say that the main drive for this game is definitely the nostalgia, and we'll get into it when we talk about the story and all that aspects. So the game is developed by Bandai Namco, and it's being licensed by Saban or Saban, I'm not sure how to say it. So that's pretty cool to have the original developer or the original creator of Power Rangers working alongside the development on this team, like on this game. So it's the basic gameplay of what it's like is, I guess, akin to the old TMNT games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the fight 'em up type games, Streets of Rage. Trying to think of a lot of games that are like Double Dragon, kind of like that. So these games were really popular on the Super Nintendo, and you would basically move with your character or your buddy, whether they they come over in a couch co-op, and beat up all the guys that come on screen. And once you clear everybody, the game tells you to go, and in this case, go, 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 as in go, go, Power Rangers. So just keep beating everybody up until you move on. Now, what makes this game more unique than the other ones is there's a skill tree. Now, I didn't get a chance to actually capture it for this gameplay, but each Power Ranger has their own set abilities. So, for example, Jason here that's on the screen is good at martial arts, so that basically shows up in the game. You had Trini, which is the Yellow Ranger. She's good at martial arts, but she's quick, so she's more speed-based. Billy, the Blue Ranger, is defense-based. Zach, the Black Ranger, is he's martial arts, and like his weapon, his attack weapon, remember, he's got the battle axe. Tommy is also good on martial arts. I would say he's the strongest, one of the strongest on there. You're going to see me die a lot in this. I can't even get past this level right now, and you're going to see me try it, I think, 3 more times. Oh, wait, I do have the skill tree. So here I have 6 Ranger coins. So as you defeat levels, you're getting these coins, and you're allowed to build up your Ranger. So it's got 3 different ones. You got weapon, martial arts, and buffs. So weapons, obviously, that's your weapon itself. Martial arts is, I guess, your physical ability, and buffs are more around the way that you generate health and all that type of stuff. So buffs, pretty straightforward. Anyways, back to kind of breaking down the Rangers. So, and you have Pink, Kimberly. I can't remember what she was. Oh, hers was range attack because she has the bow. So you have the putties, you're basically fighting them up. The one thing I thought was kind of weird in this game is they have this Black Knight that I'm fighting right now. I don't remember seeing that from the show. If anybody remembers that, you can call me out on it in the comments below. Also, you're going to see during the gameplay that there's these blue guys that have like a whip, basically a sword-like whip. I'll pop up in a second here. There he is on the right. Same thing. do not remember that. Alpha pops up from time to time to let you know what new moves you have and how to do them. So the tutorial is kind of more on the fly. The beginning of the game barely has a tutorial to itself, and it kind of goes from there. Furthermore, in the gameplay, each level actually it's supposed to be, I guess, a breakdown of what the show is like. So each area, each area is supposed to be technically an episode. I don't remember actually getting a lot of that. I remember I read that in the description, but it didn't really come through extremely clear when I played the game. I don't know how many people watching this watched the original MMPR, but obviously the Green Ranger, when he first came in, was evil. And then the spell was broken. Then he's a good ranger going to fight Rita. And then later on there's a candle that, as the candle dies, Tommy's Green Ranger power dies as well. So I haven't gotten to that part. But the first part of, Tommy being evil and then turning good, that was in the game. Very brief. I would say that the nostalgia or kind of connecting it to the episodes is so brief. It's like you can almost miss it. So I don't think that should have been pushed forward, but that's what they tried to do with it. Some of the things going into talking about controls that I don't like, you know how you can see me doing the kicks and punches here? They're very fluidic, which I like. However, if I was to hit the block button, there's a delay. So if I was to do kick, kick, block, it wouldn't even register the block until I hit block again. So you have to do kick, kick, space, then block. So that's something I didn't like. And obviously, like I mentioned before, in a lot of the old games like Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, TMNT, they really leaned on the idea of couch co-op. So you have your friends come over and they have a controller and they play, which I can understand if they're trying to hold that or hold true to that. I would say great job. But in 2017, I think that's something they should not hold on to if that's what they were originally trying to do. I think a lot of people like the ability to play with their friends online, whether those friends live in the same city or across the world. So for them to have a game in 2017 that only has couch co-op, I think that's very poor. That was a very poor decision, and I think ultimately might kill this game for popularity. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how things go. Maybe in the future update, they might add the ability for Xbox Live. I really hope. I am hoping so much, because that was one of the main reasons why I got this, was so I could play with people. And I got an achievement. So I killed 400 of the buddies. The sequences that you can't see here that I'll tell you about. So as you watch the episodes, obviously they fight the baddies, and then they get to the big bad guy, and then he grows because he gets defeated. Rito grows him with her staff. Then they use their Zords, and then they use their Zords in a Megazord version. So breaking that sequence down, you'll fight the boss as a ranger, which will be very similar to, I guess, Mega Man type style games, where the boss will have a certain sequence that you have to avoid or learn so you can actually defeat them. Then once they die, then it gets thrown into, I guess, the battle tank mode of the Megazord, which is when it's got the tank tracks underneath and it's got the two guns over top, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Maybe the editors can throw a picture of that on the video. But that part is okay, I guess. Mainly the whole focus is for you to hit the targets really rapidly with the triggers. So you're basically shooting a gun and you're trying to hit these targets before these missiles hit you. It's very simplistic. I think I've had every single Megazord battle I've had, I've never once lost any health because it's so easy. But I will die at bosses when I'm in Ranger mode, so it's really imbalanced that way. The second part of the Megazord battle is basically a button sequence. So it'll show up a button sequence on the screen, whether it be like X, Y, A, and you just have to hit it in a certain amount of time. You don't have to be perfect. It has a timing meter where you're watching a bar go down. You got to hit it before the bar goes to nothing. and then it does all of it for you. Now, I think it's good that way because it allows you to see epic things happening, but I think it's better if the player is more part of that epic aspect of the game. So I think it falls on that as well. These bulls suck. Just suck. And by the time you get to them, your health is so low anyways. So that's not fun. And I think this is why I keep dying in this area. Controls, like I said, controls are great, except for that blocking aspect. So you have, heavy kick, heavy punch, light kick, light punch. You have your own sword, right? And then you have a blaster. And then obviously when you're not a ranger, when you're in Jason mode, like where I'm again for like the third time, you don't have a blaster, you don't have a sword. So you don't have those. You just have your martial arts ability. Graphics. I think the graphics are great. I think they did a good job on the putties. I think the only thing that I didn't like about it was it almost seems like some of the Rangers signed up for this. Some of the Rangers didn't, because some of the characters have a likeness to the individuals, and some of them are a little off. It's almost like it's just enough off so that they don't have to pay them. I'm not sure what happened. I would think that all the Rangers would want to be part of this, but I don't know. I could be wrong. So that's kind of something I didn't like. Is I think they could have put more detail into, who they are. Like even Jason here, kind of looks like Jason, kind of not. So I don't know. You be the judge. Sound, I think the sound's good. The only thing I didn't like about the sound, like level-wise, it's fine. But the main theme, I think they could have done a little bit more with it. I think they tried to portray in a 16-bit sound sequence, and I think it butchered it a little bit. But I understand what they're trying to go with it. Sorry. That brings me to multiplayer. I haven't had the chance to use multiplayer yet because I haven't had a chance to get over to my buddy's house to even play this on a multiplayer aspect. I will do that shortly, and maybe I might do an update on this video to let you guys know what I thought of multiplayer, but I'm assuming it's the same as every other type of beat-em-up type game, where they'll have branched moves where they're using each other to, defeat the baddies. I know I saw in the achievements that there's achievements for morphing together. There's achievements for having 4 people together. So you have to get 4 people on couch co-op, which is like, come on here. But that stuff aside, I think this game is absolutely amazing and a good, I guess continuation from the games that we used to have back on Super Nintendo. So that's a very long time ago. I am hoping that they're going to do a full-fledged Power Rangers game. But we'll have to see in the future. So for me, my rating for this game is an 8 out of 10. But, until next time, make sure you guys game responsibly, game together, come out to Revolver GN, and make sure you can game together with other people. Alright, thank you.
What's up, everybody? My name's Sovereign here at Revolver GN, and we are taking a look at the cave for Games with Gold for the month of January.